as already informed you, I have just taken one of the questions that had appeared in December 2021 in MMPC 001 course. The question is, explain in detail the features of planning and the steps involved in the planning process in the organization. Discuss the importance of planning function in an organization with relevant examples. So I have just taken this, and to start with, one has to have what is called introduction, because one should know what is planning. Thereafter, you must have body, because you need to discuss on the main question that is being asked based on the preference they have asked. So here you need to make the examiner know about what is planning. Then you have to go for the planning process, and finally you have to touch upon importance of planning. Taking that into consideration, I have made these things. For example, the basic and primary aim of management is to solve the problem effectively, efficiently, and creatively, owing to a highly competitive and dynamic working environment. Planning is done by managers at all levels of organization. Planning is the management function initiate with setting business objectives and determines various courses of action to achieve stated objectives. This is how things are. Therefore, you should always try to understand that, have an understanding that whom the person who is going to see the paper is a childlike. So you should know from the beginning to the end as to what we are talking about with the context of the question that is being answered. Now, as I already told you, I have taken features of planning. Soon after, I have explained as to what a planning definition is all about. So, features of planning is, planning focuses on achieving the objectives by deciding upon the activities to be undertaken. Planning is a primary function and all these things. This planning involves decision making, as it involves rational thinking to choose the best alternative among the various available alternatives in order to achieve the desired goals efficiently and effectively. Planning is a mental exercise and other. So steps in planning process. So here the steps have been discussed at length. So the first is the first planning process has been setting up of organizational objectives. The second has been developing planning premises. The third has been identification of alternative course of actions. Then evaluating alternative course of selection of alternative, evaluating alternative course of action, implementation of the plan, follow-up of action. This is what the second aspect of the question. The third aspect is importance of planning. So the importance of planning, it ensures selection of optimum goals and it manages complexities. It survives environmental change. It protects from failure. It is a unity of action. It supports control and coordination, and it promotes innovative ideas. Planning facilitate decision making. So these are all the things that I have covered, and most of the things that are being or drawn from the study material that is already available with you. So with this, though there are 1753 words, you can perhaps concise it to 800 words, and then if you start writing personally by yourself every day, you should be able to have in your memory at least 600 to 700 words. And in the examination, they are likely to be expecting you to write only around 600 words, which may perhaps take at least 35 to 40 minutes, depending on the frequency of the speed in writing one's own handwriting. That being there, if you keep writing all your assignments and question papers time and again, I am very sure you will be able to recall at least 70 to 75% of 1000 words, which comes to around 750. But if you can perhaps fix the time maximum limit to be 35 to 36, you should be able to answer all the 5 questions. And please do not allow any question unanswered. And If you keep answering all the 5 questions, I am very sure you will be able to get at least first class and distinction. And taking that into account, I have been following this way, where you will have your own way of concising it to 600 to 700 words and present it across. Thank you.